What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. We are seriously underway in Season of Discovery Phase 7. Naxxramas has come out, the invasions have come out, we've all been farming Karazhan once a day for our Kagi's necklace that just doesn't seem to drop, and we've gotten some serious changes. So without further ado, let's dive into it. So a couple of quick updates before we jump into the meat and potatoes of this video. I want to just mention that Remnants of Valor can now drop from the bosses inside Karazhan, meaning you can get up to 100 Remnants of Valor per day just from running your Karazhan. And Remnants of Valor can now also drop from bosses in Skolo and Strat Deadside. So many more ways to actually farm up those Remnants of Valor, and as we know, for the past week, we were able to go from rank 2 all the way up to rank 4, meaning we needed 750 Remnants of Valor. Now, Blizzard has backtracked this a little bit and put out a post saying that they needed to slow this down a little bit, so for next week's lockout, we're only going to be able to go up to rank 5 on our Seal of the Dawn buff, meaning you won't need to get as many Remnants of Valor. But that being said, being able to get them from Skolo, Strat Deadside, and Karazhan really does help speed up this process quite a bit. Now, as for the big update, yesterday's update, we've gotten a ton of information. So to start off, let's talk about the Scourge invasions. They're changing quite a bit. The rate at which undead spawn at the Scourge invasion camps has been greatly increased. This increases both the number of creatures present as well as the rate at which more spawn, making invasion camps much more dangerous. As a reminder, you cannot loot another Heart of Doom if you have looted one within the last 5 minutes. Remnants of Valor now drop once per day from bosses inside Skolo and Strat Deadside. These are the same timer as Tarnished Undermine Reels dropping from bosses on a daily basis, so pretty much following that exact same system, right? Every zone that has a Scourge invasion now also has a soul projection of Brother Luctus for picking up and turning in the repeatable quest, meaning the Never at Rest quest, the Remnants of Valor quest, which has also been doubled from 40 to 80 Remnants of Valor every time you hand it in, and now you might not have to go all the way back to Light's Hope to hand it in and pick it up again. You can now exchange Remnants of Valor for Argent Dawn Valor tokens from Brother Luctus as well. And next week, the Seal of Dawn buff will only go up by 1 maximum rank to rank 5, as I stated earlier. And they have some developer notes here, basically saying that they want to slow it down a little bit. But they had original plans to make it go up to rank 6. I guess they were doing 2 ranks per week, but that was a little bit much, and we didn't find out until day of that we needed 750 Remnants of Valor, so I think this is definitely a little bit more on par. It slows things down quite a bit, otherwise we'd be at the max buff in just a couple of weeks, right? So in Karazhan Crypts, I mentioned this briefly before, Remnants of Valor can now drop from all the bosses inside those dusty bags that you pick up after you kill those bosses. Ultra Vision cannot be removed by immunities. Flame Tongue Totem now grants protection from oppressive darkness, which is pretty interesting. And in Naxxramas, we got some welcome changes here that I was wondering why these weren't in already, but better late than never, I guess, right? We have a portal that's been added inside the entrance of Naxxramas that will allow players to exit the instance. Last week, I completely forgot to put my shoulder enchant on from the Argent Dawn Valor tokens, so I had to run the entire raid with no shoulder enchant, meaning I was losing about 15% DPS, and to be completely honest, guys, that just did not feel good. But there was no way that I could teleport out, run to Light's Hope, and come back. I would have had a Hearth all the way to Stormwind, fly all the way up to Light's Hope Chapel, and then head back to the instance. So I just had to run the entire raid with no shoulder enchant. Still pumped, though, I'll tell you that. And next, we have a portal that's been added in the Frostworm layer that becomes active when Sapphiron is defeated, allowing players to return to the entrance of Naxxramas. So a few welcomed changes here. Just another change that most of you probably already know about if you're in guilds that have been running Naxxramas, but this change went live a few days ago, and it was a hot fix that reduced the cost of world buff consumables and reputation items purchased with commendation signets by 50%. World buff consumable items now stack up to 20, so enjoy the non-stop world buffs in your raids. You could wipe as much as you want, and if you guys are farming and getting those commendation signets, you're going to have world buffs the entire time. You get a nice wipe going, okay, no problem. Who's dropping this round of buffs? Someone drops the buffs, and everyone has buffs all over again. I enjoy this. I think that leaning into the world buff culture for Season of Discovery was the right move. It's so much fun. It just feels really good when you're fully buffed up, just absolutely pumping in these raids, especially now in Nax with the Seal of Dawn buff doing a ton of damage. I personally think It feels amazing. So that's really it. Just a quick update. Let me know, though. I'm really curious. How are you guys enjoying Season of Discovery Phase 7? Because I took a break for the AQ phase. I came back for this phase, and I'll be honest with you, I am loving it for the most part. There's not much about it that I don't like. We did some heroic Nax last week in my run, and it was pretty good. I mean, it felt like it was tuned properly. Instructor proved to be a little bit of a problem. For our group. We wiped a couple of times on that, but nonetheless, we ended up clearing, and I thought it was a great time. So I'm really curious how everyone else is feeling about this. Are you running it on normal? Are you doing some hard modes? Are you doing trying to push all hard modes? I'm really curious, and I want to know kind of the community's reception behind how Naxxramas and the hard modes and everything were designed, and the Scourge invasions. Personally, the Scourge invasions are not my favorite thing in the world. I just feel like it's kind of a weird way to farm these Remnants of Valor. I know it's like probably the only way that it could have fit in, but in my opinion, it felt bad finding out that we needed 750 Remnants of Valor on Tuesday. And, you know, basically if you were at work or something, you would have just got kind of asked out and not been able to get your rank 4 buff if you needed it for that night, because we weren't really told ahead of time how much we needed. So it would be nice to have a little bit of a timeline, a little bit of a table showing us, you know, next week you're going to need this many. We're going to be able to go to rank whatever. Next week, this, like, just a little bit more information would be nice. That kind of caught me off guard, and I didn't really like the way that that was done, but nonetheless, Nax feels great. The classes feel great. I'm playing Melee Hunter this phase, and I'm having an absolute blast with it. Karazhan designed really, really well. It feels good after the nerfs, for sure. You're able to pug it. My only issue with it is that I need Kagi's necklace, and I can't seem to get in a group that doesn't hard reserve it. And when I start my own group, I can't seem to find a tank that wants to come with me hard reserving the neck. So it's a very bittersweet thing. I love Karazhan, but I'm having a really hard time getting the neck. So curious how you guys feel about that as well. That is actually my BIS piece. I need that. It's my BIS throughout the entire phase, right? So I actually need to get that. But I've been enjoying it. I've been having a good time. I found a really cool guild. And I'm enjoying these raids every week. It's a lot of fun. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Anything to do with Season of Discovery Phase 7, drop some comments. I'm curious to know how everyone's feeling about it. And if you guys want to hang out with me live, I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/hammerdance, Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So subscribe to the channel if this video helps you out, like it, and that's pretty much all I've got for you guys today. So thank you all so much for watching and listening in. I'll see you all in the next one.